I've been scrolling through social media, noticing a really disturbing trend: the rise of faceless channels. It seems like that's all anyone is interested in creating here on YouTube or anywhere. The sad thing about this is we're talking about content without connection. We're talking about avatars without authenticity. And I don't know, like, that just doesn't seem right. Because here's the thing: hiding behind these screens and logos are having us missing out on the most key part of having a business. And that is this this golden opportunity to connect with our actual audience. For people who are so hung up on wanting to stand out, they're doing everything they can to blend in. And that's exactly what's happening when you do not share your story. You are blending in to the crowd. You're allowing yourself to become just another product on the shelf. And that's how you get lost amongst countless others. And when you try to go faceless, what ends up happening is you're going to find yourself struggling to connect to your audience, struggling to find your true and real people. So, this means missing out on meaningful connections, which of course is going to lead to lower engagement. And that itself leads to fewer loyal customers. And of course, missed opportunities for growth. How you going to scale an offer if nobody even knows it exists? Look, with the pandemic, we are already in a place where we are feeling emotionally disconnected from each other. I mean, some of us are feeling unfulfilled. And financially, oh my God, let's don't even get started. For the better part of a year or so, a lot of people have been facing declining sales and feeling stagnant, so much so that people have diminished their businesses into side hustles and have gone back to the W 2 or just ditched the business altogether. See, the problem is we had missed this golden opportunity for building community. And right now, people are thirsty, starving, searching for genuine, authentic community, especially in the face of AI and especially in these hard times. We need to be attracting more of the people who believe in us and in what we do, and in turn, finding the people that we feel the same way about. So here's the gag of all of it: the power to change is right at your fingertips. And you know what it is? It's your story. That's right. Your story is the superpower in your business. It is the key to unlocking literally everything that it is that you want: more impact, more income, more influence, more close and authentic and real connections. It's in your story. Because if you don't want to be just another bread on the shelf, using your story is what's going to help set you apart. Showing people who you really are is what is going to help you set yourself apart. Listen, I can't tell you the story of Pepperidge Farm. I can't tell you the story of Sarah Lee. I can't tell you the story of Nature's Own, but I can tell you the story of Dave's Killer Bread and its owner. You see, Dave had this checker past, one of those challenging pasts, the kind that people will write you off about because you're the black sheep of your family. I'm talking in and out of prison and second chances, third chances. And then finally, he changed his life by embracing his family's legacy of making bread. But he did it in a way that it was making sure that he had the mission of feeding people good, wholesome bread, multigrain bread, but also using that business to give people second chances. People like him who might actually be on their third or fourth. So, you know what? His story resonated so much with people that he stands out on that shelf of the breads that had legacy way before him. He has become a disruptor in the market of bread. Talk about a field that is saturated, but you still have a chance to show up if you show up with your story. Now, I've been a storyteller since before I could even remember. And what I do remember is in third grade, knowing that I was going to be a writer, that I was going to be famous one day, that people were going to want my autograph. And so I love stories so much. But then I expanded from poems to books, from books to screenplays, from screenplays to speeches. So I love the entire realm of storytelling, but I never really thought about how it impacted my business until my business fell apart. And the thing about it was, I may have lost traction in selling online products, but what I didn't know was, in the meanwhile, I was creating this community. So when I hit hard times in my life, that community rallied around me. So much so that I'm not going to talk about it too much more because it's going to bring me to tears, but they let me know that I was seen and I was heard. Now, if I had tried to build a business out of my story and build a business with my story, I could have attracted more of them, but more of the ones who were also going to be my clients, my students, my customers. So there is something transformative about sharing your story. There is something not just wholesome, but necessary about sharing your story. And that's actually even happening here on this channel. As of September, I had just 17 subscribers, and now I'm at 85 here on November 27th, 2024. Is it that rapid growth other people are seeing? No, not at all. But at the same time, that slow and steady growth is what is going to get me where I have a solid community, because that's what I'm looking for. People I can help and serve, but also who won't feel obligated to help or serve with me. And the other benefit to sharing my story is that, like, my audience got to really grow with me and they got to connect with me. And so whenever I saw someone in person, it was like a reunion instead of my usual introverted fear of meeting a stranger who knows more about me than I know about them. Instead, it was meeting my community, my sisters, my best friends from online spaces. And it just feels so good. So instead of being afraid, I felt that connection. It felt like family. Now, don't get me wrong, I have also felt that desire to be a faceless channel, to hide because I don't like contouring my face and putting on makeup. With my sensory issues, makeup just really stands out and annoys me. That also led to like comparison though, because I would see people with the cut creases and the contour and the laid wigs, and it was always creating this sense of I was missing out on something. Like there was something I wasn't doing, and was I broken, or was I even meant to do this? But the fact is, people still kept connecting with me. When I started this channel, I tried different things of trying to be somebody I wasn't, in truth. Like even when I came back and started putting on videos in September and October, those were with foundation on and mascara and eyeshadow, and I felt uncomfortable, even though even though like I was sharing things that I wanted to share with you, things that I wanted to help you feel less alone and less broken with your own diversities, you know? Now, I love a lip gloss, so I'm gonna wear one of those. I barely noticed that. So I gotta have lips and hoops, baby. But what I also noticed too is when I started teaching people how to share their stories, What they noticed is what I had took for granted, and that's that people crave community. That people need to know not just what you do, they need to know why you're doing it. And again, that just brings it back to their values and yours aligning or not. Sometimes sharing your story is going to repel people, but guess what? It's better sooner than later, right? Because you never want to feel like you can't be yourself in your own business. That makes no sense. So I'm going to tell you, learning that people crave connection created a game changer for me. So, yes, even though I was showing up in makeup and that kind of stuff, I was still working on connecting with you because I wanted you to know, like I said, that you're not alone, that you're not broken, and that this diagnosis is just another seasoning in your pot of flavor. There's nothing wrong with it. It just makes you a little spicy. And let me tell you, there were moments I wanted to give up, right? In building my business. And to be honest, I did give it up. I have pivoted away from trying to push my coaching business because even though I loved doing it, still do, even though I love being able to help people have their aha moments and to work with them through some of their hardest things. I don't know if you could tell, but I did want to be a psychiatrist at one point. But you know, being a very strong empath, that just wasn't going to do for me because I didn't know how to get rid of other people's energy. So that's a no for me. But when I honed in on my story, I was able to peel back the layers that gave me my core values that helped me really shape my mission and that showed me how my experiences, how what I've been through, how I thought could actually serve and inspire other people. So, of course, I wanted to show people how to do this themselves, especially because we're always in the search for our purpose, but we never look at the breadcrumbs that are already in our lives, the ones that track us from where we've started to where we are. And that's where the story is. That's where the strategy and the tools are. And that's why I just had to help people see that for themselves. Because when I had that aha moment myself, it was like, why don't we do this more in business? Why aren't people talking about this in business? Why are we only talking about demographics and ideal client avatars and what's your why? Why are we not looking at the very foundation of our business? Because there is no business without you, literally, the letter, but also you, the person. But like I said, in doing that and in developing my own strategies of helping people tell stories, I just really needed to not only employ that for myself, but I needed to share and to show other people that their stories mattered. And it's not that no one cares, it's that no one knows. And when you start sharing these stories, and you don't have to share all the ugly parts, like, don't get it twisted. Private business is private business. But having a little bit of personal to your personality really starts to call in the right kind of people. And that's what you want to happen. So I feel even more called to not hide this to myself, to not keep this to myself. And you're going to see a slight pivot to my channel. You're going to still see some of the other videos that I had already pre-shot. So you'll see me in my foundation and showing up and doing a little bit more of a stilted type of video because that's what I thought I needed to do to show up here and create this niche and all that kind of stuff. But my realizations have really dialed in the truth for me, and I'll be talking about those other ones coming up soon. And so now I'm definitely showing up and I'm showing my face and I'm showing my personality and I'm showing my perspective on different things that are happening so that you can take what you need from it in order to show up and do the same for you, for your channel, for your business, because storytelling is your superpower. So I'm inviting you to do that. I'm inviting you to show up and to start sharing your story, to start sharing your challenges and your triumphs, to start sharing why it is that you even started on this journey that you're on, why you even care that they also get the solutions and the strategies and the tools that you've come up with. This is the part that's going to do the selling for you without you having to say, bye, 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 my, stuff. I am a dork. Okay. Bottom line, let your audience see the real you. In fact, let me see the real you. I would love to have this conversation further in the comments below. Think about your story and share it with me. What are some of the moments that like really shaped who you are? How do you feel that your story can actually help your people? But don't just share it with me. Also share it with your audience. And I beg of you, don't wait. Every single day that you hide behind anonymity is a missed opportunity for you to connect and to grow your community. Listen, I am not going to fight you. The market is overcrowded, but no one has your story. No one has your unique perspective. No one is you. Are you you? So, y'all, let's start now. Let's start creating community now. Go ahead, hit that like button, share, subscribe, follow, all the jazz that is going to make sure that I know that you're here and that you know that I am too. And don't forget to share a glimpse of your story in the comments. I want to get to know you. Let's build something together. And the only way you're going to be able to do that with me is to remember, girl, use your voice. See you on the other side.